Welcome to the Bandano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. Project B has finally landed their first official star. Yes, they have. This is not their first signing, but this is the first signing with real star power. You had Nneka Ogwumike. You had Alyssa Thomas. You had Jonquel Jones. Who? Jonquel. You had Jewel Lloyd, Camila Cardoso, Janelle Saloon, Kelsey Mitchell, Lee Mang, and now you have Sophie the Trophy Cunningham. Sophie Cunningham has officially been announced for Project B. Quote, excited to join Project B's athlete roster as they launch a new chapter in women's basketball. Our game is exploding in popularity, and I'm all in on carrying that momentum forward in any way I can, both at home in the U.S. and beyond. This is Sophie Cunningham's release video, update video, whatever you want to call it, video.
Guys, I'm so excited to announce that I'm actually joining Project B's athlete roster. I'm so thrilled for it. It is giving women's basketball a platform that is much deserving, not only here in the United States, but across the world. So come on this journey with us. Guys, I'm so excited.
Didn't I tell you yesterday when we heard Kelsey Mitchell's statement that they're all kind of saying the same thing? All these statements kind of sound similar here. Here's a script. You're going to read the script. This is what I gotta, okay, this is what I shall read. Sophie Cunningham, as we know, Project B, their season runs with Unrivaled. The same time of year, Project B starts earlier, finishes a little later. Unrivaled runs in the middle of that. If you are in Project B, there is no way, shape, or form you are taking part in Unrivaled. That's just how the schedule lines up. Unrivaled continues to lose miserably in the arms war. Unrivaled continues to lose miserably in the arms war. Sophie Cunningham, she was one of the more popular WNBA players before Caitlin Clark joined the league. She was one of the more popular WNBA players before she joined the Indiana Fever last season. Last season, she hit another level. Last season, there was a rocket ship attached to her back, and she skyrocketed to another level of popularity. The brawl that we all know, the J.C. Sheldon headlock, I can't let you get close, Chael Sonnen moment. Sophie Cunningham instantly, jersey sold out. Followers rose to the roof. TikTok rose to the roof. This is the first domino from what I'm seeing that have people actually saying, wait, where could I watch this? Where could I watch this? Yeah, Kelsey Mitchell was cool. Yeah, she's cool. Camila Cardoso, yeah, that's cool. Well, this was the first domino that I'm seeing. People are like, wait, maybe I do want to check this out. Maybe I do want to see what this is all about. Let's take a look at some of the reactions before we get into the article. See, Sophie signing, I'm not mad about. Damn good player, but she was also never one of these WNBA players trying to play activists and women's rights, then playing in Saudi. She's realistically, and I can appreciate that. Very good point. So, Sophie Cunningham wasn't one of these players standing on her soapbox and screaming from the mountaintops about activism and this, that, and the third. She wasn't one of these fake WNBA activists turned player, turned activist, turned player, turned No, she just wanted a ball. Sophie Cunningham just wants the ball. She wants to play basketball. Salute to Sophie Cunningham. I agree. Go get that money. Sophie never claimed she wants to save the world or painted herself to be better than all. So I'm not even mad about this. Get your money. Project B will challenge Unrivaled. The money is huge in Project B to play 5v5. Unrivaled is 3v3 in a high school gym. 3v3 in a high school gym. Unrivaled is, they're missing out, right? You can't get Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese isn't playing. I mean, the next biggest name, realistically, is probably Sophie Cunningham in terms of who casuals in the public knows. Yeah, I know there's Asia Wilson, I know there's Sabrina, but we're talking about like biggest names and searched up names and clicked up names. And Sophie Cunningham's got to be hovering on the top of that list. And you know those activists over there at Unrivaled, they don't want Sophie Cunningham. She doesn't check the boxes that they want over there at Unrivaled. It's nasty work, but it's the nature of the business, I guess. It's nasty work, but it's the nature of the business, I get. Fan favorite Sophie Cunningham is coming to Project B. Get your popcorn. I will say this. Project B runs from November to April. The F1 season starts off in March. I do wonder if they're going to do anything for the Saudi Arabia race with some of these ladies from Project B with F1. I do wonder if there's some type of marketing opportunity there with that Jeddah race in F1 with the Project B ladies. I'm just saying, there are opportunities on the horizon that if you really sit and you think about it, this can pop up and that can pop up and this can pop up and that can pop up, and people from England who watch F1, oh, that's Sophie. Who's that? Wait, who's that? That's Sophie Cunningham. Oh, okay. I'm tuned in. Right? From Austria, from all around the country. Wait, who's that at that F1 race? That's Sophie. Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Project B is like that. How does this affect the WNBA? Realistically, it only affects the WNBA if there's a lockout. Realistically. Not a lockout. If players are saying, I'd much rather play in Project B and make the millions than play in the WNBA. Right? Not a lockout. I lost my train of thought. It only affects the WNBA if the contracts are exclusive. There we go. Finally got it out. It only affects the WNBA if the Project B contracts are exclusive. It's if it's written and set in stone. If you play Project B, if the WNBA is back up and running, you can't play in the WNBA. It's the only way it affects the WNBA realistically, because the seasons don't interfere with each other. They don't cross over with each other. You could still play in the WNBA, go get Project B, and go back into the WNBA. You'll be playing damn near 11 months straight, but if you want to do it and there's no exclusivity, you can make it happen. Let's get right into this article, shall we? Earlier this year, reports emerged of a new international basketball league that was seeking to raise billions of dollars and take on the NBA for global supremacy. The league is currently calling itself Project B. It plans to launch next fall with men's and women's 5-on-5 basketball. The women's players it has signed so far are big names getting big salaries that could shake up women's basketball across the globe. The league planned November to April schedule conflicts with Unrivaled and European leagues, but not the WNBA. Project B is luring players with what front office reports reported annual salaries over $2 million. The WNBA Supermax last year paid under $300,000, and the league has still not offered players a max salary over $1 million in its ongoing and contentious labor negotiations. Well, not technically, but there are incentives via rev sharing that if the players hit, they will be getting over $1 million. They just never hit those incentives to get the rev sharing that they are asking for, so they won't get the $1 million. The owners want something. You want $1 million? Yeah, well, I'll give you $1 million if you can put some butts in the seats. I'll give you $1 million if you can get some people watching on TV. I'll give you $1 million if we can hit these merchandise numbers. I'll give you $1 million. I just need to know that I'm making money to pay you those $1 million. Things that all these reporters leave out, that all these journalists, folks, the CBA is public document. You could go and see what the CBA, and you can see all the incentives that they need to reach to go get that. It's not really that tough. The players are also receiving equity in the new league, as an increasingly common in emerging leagues. Yeah, because new leagues need to get off the ground. So they're going to go above and beyond offering some bullshit. Of course. Nego Ogumike, Alyssa Thomas, Jonquil Jones. Who? Jonquil Jones, Jewel Lloyd, Sophie Cunningham, Camila Cardoso, Lee Meng, Janelle Saloon, and Kelsey Mitchell. Ogumike, Thomas, Jones, and Mitchell are blue chip WNBA stars. I guess Ogumike is the president of the Players Union and a perpetual MVP candidate. She won the MVP with the Sparks in 2016. It's crazy. They're going to mention that she is the president of the Players Association, but they have yet to mention the conflict of interest that these ladies go through when they're negotiating a new CBA deal. Again, people, these reporters and journalists leave out. I have not seen anybody report the clear conflict of interest that's going on within negotiations with the CBA, between the players and the owners, between Ogumike and the owners, between Fee and Bree and the owners. I have yet to see anybody point out the blatant conflict of interest. But they'll fluff this shit up, though, right? They'll fluff it up. The league announced Mitchell on November 24th. She broke out in 2025, leading the Fever on a long playoff run despite an injury to Caitlin Clark. She finished 5th in MVP voting. Lloyd, blah, blah, blah. Jones, blah, blah, blah. Cunningham tore her MCL in August in her first season with the Indiana Fever and is, like most WNBA veterans, a free agent. Again, the league can very well say, you guys are all free agents. Don't even worry about re-signing. We're going to bring in a new group of gals, and we're going to play with them, okay? So all you free agents that are clamoring for a deal, don't even worry about it. No sweat. No sweat on my back. Go play in Project B. Go play in Unrivaled, and we'll tweak some things with the CBA. Get a new gang of girls in here, courtesy of the college ranks, courtesy of the overseas, and we'll move forward with them. Interesting. But the question is, does this help them land Caitlin Clark Kent? Now, Yahoo put out an article in which they say that's the goal of it all. I'll pull it up real quick for you. And here we go. This was actually the first article I was going to use. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Cunningham's presence could be the key to unlocking a significant opportunity for Project B. The addition of Clark to its roster. Clark's domestic popularity could buttress the endeavor as it makes a play to establish itself on the international stage. People are excited about Sophie Cunningham. People are excited about Sophie Cunningham. Sophie taking her talents and popularity to the world stage. Why am I not surprised? Congrats, Sophie. Project B already greater than that shitty Unrivaled. Now get Lexi. You go, girl. Can't wait. Oh, snap, man. You knew there were going to be some nasty comments in there. They just don't like Sophie Cunningham because of who she is as a person. You know, not a cowteller. You know, not somebody who's just willing to say whatever to appease a crowd of lunatics. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Like the video, comment, subscribe. That means so much to me. See you next time, and as always, take it easy.